Well, this renewed debate about what kind of assistance America can give Syrian rebels really stems, I think, from the coaxing that US Secretary of State John Kerry had to do in order to get the Syrian opposition simply to attend an upcoming Friends of Syria meeting in Rome. He said he didn't want to leave them dangling in the wind and wanted to change the calculation on the ground for the Syrian regime. And since those remarks, US officials have begun to say how they've been thinking about redefining the kind of, quote, non-lethal aid they've so far been giving Syrian rebels, changing the definition of that to include things that have what's known as a dual purpose. So body armour, armoured cars, night vision goggles, things that rebels could use both to defend themselves but also in offensive action. That's still very much at the policy stage right now, and even the White House press secretary himself was very clear to be vague about that when he was asked on Wednesday.
We will continue to provide assistance to the Syrian people, to the Syrian opposition. We will continue to increase our assistance in the effort to bring about a post-Assad Syria and a better path forward for the Syrian people.
Now, there's a history of the White House wanting to stay away from even the suggestion of arming the Syrian rebels. They want heavy weaponry quite clearly. There was a plan, outgoing US Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta referred to in recent testimony, to perhaps even arm the Syrian rebels, that was agreed by the CIA, Pentagon, and even the Secretary of State at the time, Hillary Clinton, but that was shot down by the White House. So clearly the Obama administration very keen to not get involved in supplying that vitally required heavy weaponry. It appears to be coming in small quantity from other sources, perhaps paid for by Gulf states and brought from the Balkans, according to some media reports. But that large gulf between rebel expectations and what the US is prepared to deliver at this late stage has of course caused great resentment, and all this hangs over a time in which the Western world is trying to convince the Syrian opposition to sit down at the table, and Moscow is trying to get the Syrian regime to join those talks as well. But still, this gulf of expectation between what the rebels want and what America will supply persists. Nick Payton-Walsh, CNN, Beirut.